What's your PHEX price prediction? June 2025, dude. I think PHEX does a 300 or 400x this bull run, dude. 300 or 400x, $3 to $4 possibly. Why not? Sure. No financial advice. Don't take that as anything, but yeah, why not? 300 or 400. But dude, guys, this is going to be huge. The second pump or the second bull run is going to be huge for Hex, because look at all the stuff we have behind it. Look how many people are now coming into the Hex ecosystem or the RH ecosystem and coming in and wanting to be part of it, right? They want to be part of it. We got BitBoy, we got big influencers now talking about it. And when it starts to run, you don't think that these guys are going to try to jump on board. They're going to try to catch some of the wave. They're going to hop on board, guys. We don't have the scam ties as much. And the biggest thing, what happens when Richard Hart defeats the SEC, and then, just think about the price then. What do you think the price is going to just do once the SEC gets just eviscerated in court? Boom, right? And then he starts implementing cool new tech into Pulse X, like single-sided staking or, whatever else, new farms and all this other stuff. What happens? Like, do you not think that these things are all just going to be like, holy smokes, this ecosystem is awesome? Hexo, are you saying we should all get lives and go do stuff? Well, you should have been doing that while the bear run was happening. Now that the bull run is here, you've lost your life. Now you're going to have to actually come out and work, right? Like, bull run is when we all should start working. This is when we got to get the word out, especially right now, right before the bull run. Get people in, get people excited, get people, pumped up for what's about to come. The people that are like, yeah, maybe $1 Hex. You're lame. $1 Hex, that's lame. What is that, like a 50x from here? Stop being lame. Who wants a 50x in crypto? That's the lamest thing I've ever heard in my life. 50x? Pfft.
Hey everybody, and welcome back. What an awesome day, man. We are in the midst of greatness, and of course Bitcoin has hit 68,000. It's going up or down a little bit, but man, it's on target for the all-time high from the last bull market, 69,000 US dollars. We only got to about $1,000 away. It may hit that during this live stream, who knows, but some amazing results there. Bitcoin. And of course, there's a little bit of a pullback opportunity in Pulsechain at the moment for some of the assets, maybe excluding Incentive Token and a few others. But yeah, good time to pick up that volume. You know what's going to come. You know what's coming. And of course, the magic carpet ride is in play. We're going to talk about some little bit of secret sauce around the Sacrifice wallet. Continues to reposition, getting ready for that magic carpet ride, I'm sure. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's get into it. I hope you like that bullish stuff there from Hexologist. With the PHEX price, bring it on. We will say bring it on. So let's get into the chat there, see who else is here. Lies Beneath is in the house. Good to see you as always. Hex, EHEX, PLS, PLSX, incentive for the win. The golden crypto from Richard Hart, the magic carpet ride indeed. Good to see Lies Beneath as always. We've got Sandy Beach in the house there. Good to see Sandy Beach. A big hello and hi everybody. And of course, Sandy Beach has got day 4 of her squat challenge there for everybody to participate in. So get into that. The link to that is here on X with Sandy's profile. Give her a follow and get part of that. We've got Check My Pulse in the house there. Good evening, Check My Pulse. Good evening, Hexkins. Just make sure I got to everybody there. Blobfish King in the house there. The Emoji King looking strong. We got Creepy Coin. Hello. Welcome. And we got Tintop as well. What's up, Hexicans? Good to see you, Tintop. And we got Drix in the house. Hey, Drix, always a pleasure to see you, man. And of course, we've got Joshua Hill. Things are looking good. Yeah, I'm going to change I've got my my big shout out for the woohoo. That's going to come out when we get to that 69,000 on Bitcoin. It's bullish, right? As I say, the analogy is a bit like the ocean is Bitcoin. So the higher it rises, all lifts all boats, right? All crypto boats. So it's going to be positive for Pulsechain and everything else, all the altcoin seasons. So pretty epic. We got Brian, our community leader in the house there. What's up, folks? Good to see you, Brian. and he is our community leader in YouTube and Discord. Big shout out to him every day. We got there. Tin Top says 50 weeks to shake out the weekends and up like a hockey stick that you've never seen before. There's some wise words from Tin Top there. Take note. High Expectation says, haha, I thought I was watching the wrong stream. Yeah, the old Hexologist. Yeah, I love that little clip, a pretty bullish clip there from Hexo. So do enjoy that one. Played it a couple of times. Archie's in the house there. Hi, all. Good to see Archie. Man, if you love Jacob's ecosystem, Archie is the man. He's super, super smart and gives a lot of great intel in our Discord. So you should definitely join up to our Discord. Links in the video description if you want to get some access to some of the best DeFi intelligence on the Pulsechain. And Archie's there at the frontier of that intel. We got, check my pulse says we have to be 42 weeks deep. Something like that. I think it is something like that. All right, so should we get into it, folks? We've got a big lineup. And of course, we're going to start off with the stock market Monday. Stock market in the US, get strict quickly into the crypto, and then move into Pulsechain and project news, including PDAY and Magic Carp Ride and a few other things. So stay tuned for all that's coming up. All right, let me just tidy things up here a little bit there. And where we go? We're going over here. And let's bring up the stock market there. So stock market, S&P 500 ends lower as Apple dents tech. Rate cuts bets are cooling. And of course, let's have a look at the results today for the Dow Jones. Remember, record highs last week, but starting this week with a little bit of a pullback there. Down 0.25%, 97 points for the Dow Jones to 38,989. The S&P 500 down 0.12%, 6 points to 5,130. And the NASDAQ, with all the tech companies in it, down 0.4%, 67 points to 16,207. But they're pretty much all around all-time highs, even with that little pullback today. US dollar down, US dollar is pretty flat actually, 103.79. Let's jump to the commodities as well. We got West Texas there at $78.78 per barrel. Brent oil there, $82.81. Pretty flat for both of those two. Gold has finally made a bit of a move, and of course we're at $2,123, up 8,500, 85, just under one. 85 cents there, just up 85 cents. The silver there up 75 cents, almost as much, funny enough, at $24.10. So a big move there for silver, up 3%. So that's pretty much it on the commodities. Nice little move finally for gold and silver. Let's get into some of the update here around economics. The Federal Reserve, federal official continues to urge patience on rate cuts ahead of Powell testimony, non-farm payrolls. Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic struck a cautionary tone on rate cuts on Monday. The anticipation of the Fed cutting rates sooner rather than later could feed into the pent-up exuberance, unleashing a fresh wave of demand-led inflation on stronger economic growth and undoing the Fed's progress. And bets on the June rate cut were marginally lower, with about 49.5% expecting a cut, down from 57% a day earlier. So is this pushing us into July? Because, June's kind of been the target date there. The remarks come just days ahead of testimony from Fed Chair Jerome Powell before a House committee on Wednesday and a Senate panel on Thursday. You guys know, typically the Fed will always overshoot and cause more damage than necessary by keeping rates up longer than necessary. Although, we'll see how we go in the next couple of months. Powell is anticipated to largely reiterate the Fed's stance that rates could be kept steady in the face of sticky inflation. This notion of sticky inflation, of course, being the issue, a notion that has been echoed by several officials at the central bank over the past 2 weeks. Jay Powell is unlikely to commit to a start date for policy rate cuts as at this testimony this week. Pivot to December's dovish tone is unlikely. After Powell's testimony, February non-farm payrolls data is due out on Friday, so that's this week. The reading could offer fresh insight into the state of the labour market, a key consideration for Fed rate settlers. Now, we had a positive PCE inflation rate the other day. Obviously, they're trying to trade off employment for inflation, so they get inflation for employment. They get low inflation and low inflation and lower labour market there pressures. So we'll see how they go. All right, let's have a final look before we get into crypto. Let's go over to the Fed rate monitor and see how that is queuing up. We've got 2 weeks and 1 day and 80 hours to go to the next Fed meeting, 20th of March at 2 p.m. No one's expecting a pivot at that stage. We're going to jump all the way to June, which has been the most likely date for a pivot, or at least the earliest date. And we can see at the moment, we've still got the majority of the market expecting a pivot. So it's about 65% still, expecting a pivot in June. So that's still kind of the earliest date we're going to probably have there. Let's see what July is saying. July, it goes up from 65 to 85%, expecting a rate pivot there. So somewhere in June, July, I think looks pretty good. Still sticking on for June at the moment. That's kind of the play. All right, so let's see how we go. That's going to play in well. Remember that June pivot could play well for the crypto as well, because we've got news, crypto news in March, April, May, and then if we get good news in June around the Fed pivot, it's kind of 4 good months of news there. Hopefully feed positively. All right, let's move on to crypto though. Woo! Hot doggity dog. Look at this thing. Looks pretty amazing. And we've got BTC there, dark green. So that means it's over 5% gains, and it's 7.85% up today. Bitcoin dominance taking strength as well, way up to 52.25% is Bitcoin dominating crypto here, and $67,907 at the moment, has been to 68,000. Remember, the all-time high is 69. Ethereum there up 4.2%, and that is at 3,629. It's a nice little move overnight as well. We got ADA up 5.78%, Matic up 5.07%. So they're doing pretty well amongst the chains. But of course, the meme coins have been absolutely dominating in the last week. And of course, Dodge there up 17%, SHIB up 56%. And of course, we've got things like Bonk up as well, 43%. Stuff like that has really been crushing it. But, it's basically, you can see some strong moves in the chains, Matic, ADA, Bitcoin, Ethereum. But we've seen some really incredible moves in these in the meme coins. Big network effect, big communities, and of course, easy onboarding, right, to the crypto. So it's kind of like easy like that too, and a lot of big influences in them as well. So that's kind of some of the drivers there at the moment. We've seen a little bit of movement in AI coins as well. It's been another decent theme of recent. So those are some of the leaders. We've also seen some of the old traditional ones like BSV and Bitcoin Cash, and that do well in the last couple of days. So we're getting a bit of a mix there, but mostly I say that meme coins have been dominating big time there. And you can see some of their yields, 57% on SHIB, 9% on Dodge, can't deny. So that's kind of it at the moment. Let's go to Bitcoin. This is zooming on this. This is the story of the day, really. This is here we are on Coinbase, and the price is already over higher than what we saw on that summary there. We're at $68,076 at the moment. Woohoo! The market wants to go to 69. I've said it. It's going to happen. Some people were saying to me, "Oh, are you sure?" It's just seems too good to be true. And I won't mention some names, but yeah, I said, well, the momentum's so strong, and if you've been in enough bull markets, you know that chances of them going up the challenge, the all-time high, were very high indeed. And here we are today, 68,071. We've had a high so far of $68,602 on Coinbase today. And this is that means it's only $400 away approximately from the all-time high. So it's game on. It's game on. Now, what will happen when we get there? Going to get some consolidation. We're going to blow past it. This is going to be fun to see. Now, obviously, the higher this goes, the bigger the anticipation for the bull market, because we're so early still. And so, yeah, this sets us up for that 150 to 180K. Does it set us up for the 250 to 400K? We're going to find out, but that's kind of the play at the moment. And yeah, pretty bullish. You know that Tom Lee is in that 150 to 180 camp. You've got Richard Hart in the 240 camp, and then you've got some people as bullish as up into the some of the Bitcoin ETFs people up at the 400K mark, which would put it up with gold, right? So that's pretty crazy on like a 10 trillion market cap or something like that. So that is Bitcoin, and you guys know we're getting closer and closer to the Bitcoin ETF, the Bitcoin halvening, I should say. And yeah, let's see how we go here. That's it. 43 days to go to the Bitcoin halving. It's getting closer and closer. So game on here for Bitcoin. Bullish, looking really, really good. All right, let's jump over to the some of the drivers. Michael Saylor, of course, MicroStrategy's here. They have put out, he's buying even more. They put out a $600 million convertible senior notes offering for MSTR. So MicroStrategy, he continues to go full on bull as Michael Saylor. And of course, we've got a little video about his perspective on why he is continuing to leverage money into Bitcoin. So let's hear from him. Let me just move the shape here. Bam.
Existing holdings, as I mentioned in the intro, now worth around $10 billion. You have paper gains of about 70% or so, which a lot of people would like to see that sort of return. At any point, would you sell? When would it make sense to take profits there?
Well, I've famously said I'm going to be buying the top forever. Bitcoin is the exit strategy. It is the strongest asset. So what we see right now is the Bitcoin has just emerged as a $1 trillion asset class. And it's alongside names like Apple and Google and Microsoft. But the difference between Bitcoin and the Magnificent Seven is Bitcoin's an asset class. It's not a company. There's not enough room in the capital structure of those companies to hold $10 trillion or $100 trillion worth of capital. So Bitcoin's competing against gold, which is 10x what it is right now. It's competing against the S&P index. It's competing against real estate, $100 trillion plus asset class as a store of value. So we believe capital is going to keep flowing from those asset classes into Bitcoin because Bitcoin is technically superior to those asset classes. And that being the case, there's just no reason to sell the winner to buy the losers.
All right, so that's Michael Saylor. Man, he's gone from being, remember he was anti, he's gone to being the maxi bull out there, and man, he's putting his money where the mouth is, or at least other people's money where his mouth is going there. But look what we've got. So this is the update, $600 million, even more. But look at here, look who's here, Mr. Goldman, Peter Schiff. Look at this, you are clearly insane. A modern day Ahab fixated on Bitcoin rather than a white whale who will captain MSTR into bankruptcy. That's hilarious, right? So that's from Peter Schiff, and you guys know it. Well, crypto's the place, man. Bitcoin's the place. Best performing asset class, and yeah, Bitcoin is technically better. So say goodbye to Peter Schiff, and you guys remember Richard Hart's debate with Peter Schiff. That was pretty hilarious, and I'm putting my money on, and so is Michael Saylor on crypto. So move along there. Pretty awesome. So that is pretty much it from the Bitcoin side. And of course, the Bitcoin ETFs have been doing very well. What was it? Was it 5.7 trillion or something like that? 7 trillion. I can't remember the number now, but it's one of those two numbers. And of course, we talked about the ability of a minimum just through the advisor system in the United States to get 155 billion flowing through by 2025. Yeah, it can flow back out, but we're just looking at the inflows. It's just going to be momentum. And so we could see some pretty high Bitcoin stuff, maybe up at that Richard Hart number, and maybe even higher up at the gold price number. It could be pretty crazy, between 250 and 400. So it could be the top end. Tom Lee's more pragmatic. He's kind of like a 3X guy, and I think that's a fairly good conservative level. So that's 150 to 180. And at the moment, you can see that kind of bulling up. We're so early, and here we are tackling the 69K all-time high. I think that's pretty bullish. Now, Ethereum here at the moment is at 3,631. You guys know the all-time high for this is 4,900, and so it's still got a long way to go. But you guys know Bitcoin moves first. That's typically the play. Then Ethereum and altcoin season, right? So that's kind of the play. And Bitcoin is taking the lead for the most part at the moment. So Ethereum still has a long way to go. But when Ethereum runs, it's going to run. And Ethereum has a lot of good news coming up as well. It's not just Bitcoin story. So we've got the Bitcoin ETS, Bitcoin halving coming up. But we've got the Deacon upgrade coming up shortly. This is going to be pretty powerful. Protodank sharding, EIP 4844, I think it is. And of course, we've got data blobs going to make pretty much second layer protocols, Optimism, Arbitrum, Polygon, probably be 90% cheaper on the data. And it's also going to have some underlying benefits for Ethereum itself. For some project protocols that use data as well. Yeah, temporary data coming, and of course they're going to be a lot cheaper, and that's good bullish for those. So we could see a late move, maybe probably this week, on some of those second layer protocols. At the moment, the 3,633, we're getting closer and closer to the expected date here of the 13th. I don't think there's been any change in that so far, and so 13th they're coming up in 9 days. Pretty crazy, right? So if we take today's out, of course, it's actually 8 days, isn't it? 8 days away until that. So it's pretty cool. Then, of course, we've got Bitcoin halving 43 days away. And then, of course, after that, we've got the Ethereum ETFs on the 23rd of May. Pretty awesome. And then maybe we'll still get that interest rate pivot by the 11th of June. We've still got a bit of time for that. rather than it slipping into July. And that would be another 98 days away to a likely interest rate pivot. So 4 mega macro pieces of news. We've actually had 5, of course, if you include the 10th of January with the Bitcoin ETFs. It is the perfect lineup. It's the holy grail of crypto lineups. It's the bull market of bull markets. It is pretty amazing. So we are here. People have wanted this for a long time. And what is it, 14 years now? And here we are in the holy grail of lineups. If you've been in the previous bull markets, you can see this for what it is. It is an absolute avalanche. So there's not a lot of supply around, particularly around Bitcoin, and there's a lot of demand coming in. What happens if you've got big demand versus not a lot of supply sell? Well, you've got the big upside, right? There are some wild cards, of course, Silk Road and government holdings and things like that that can sell Bitcoin down. So if that does hit the markets, that some of the liquidators and things like that can still play a role. So that is probably the downside moving forward. But on the positive, everything else is pretty bullish at the moment. So let's go as we say. All right, so that is pretty much the theme that's going to lead us into Pulsechain. And I hope you guys enjoyed that, because that is so bullish. The stuff is absolutely lit at the moment. What else we got going there? Let's jump into some of these other comments. Hex Expectation says MCR 369 launch has been epic. Rewards are flowing through. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to be checking that out in a little bit. We're going to be covering that today. MCR 369 is also covered yesterday. We're going to be covering it today as well, now that rewards are flowing. Woohoo! Pump it, says Brennan. Absolutely pump it. Bitcoin to the moon. Spike says, let's do it. Let's absolutely do it. Empty Corner says, when RH live stream, I'm ready. Well, who knows with Richard? It could just surprise us with one of those. I know that would be a massive surprise. I expect we'll probably have another pump on the way before that happens. So we're into glory here, says Richard. We're into glory. Ship is panicking, says Spike. I believe he would be. Yeah. The numbers always go against them. And if you're not a person that's willing to admit what's going on, then you're deluded, right? You're deluded. People talk about, my truths. Well, actually, my truth is when you get punched in the nose by reality, right? That's quickly you realize there's actually something that's probably more absolute rather than relative, right? That's a play. Hex slingshot to all-time highs. Yes, absolutely. Looking forward to that too. Hello, everybody. J-Man in the house. Check my pulse. There's no wow PLS, PLS6 profits even stored in Hex yet. We ain't seen nothing yet. 10x, 25x, 50x, LFG. Woohoo! We're so early. Absolutely check my pulse. It's going to be absolutely lit. Bob's led in the house as well. Looking good. Let's get into it, folks. Do you guys want to get into the magic carpet ride? Let's get into it.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.
All right, so that's the magic carpet ride, and it's really starting to warm up too on Pulsechain. So let's get to it. This is some posts from Richard Hart over the last 24 hours. And of course, he's talking about the incentive token. You guys know it's been on a tier at the moment. Incentive token, if you're not familiar, is the reward token for Pulsex farming and on V1. So things people don't understand about INC, says Richard. You nearly always have to pay. You nearly always have to buy PLS or PLSX to get it. So true. Those are the farms that you need. And of course, because that's the peers people put their liquidity in, look at the auto router pick to see a path, or you can farm it. Number 2, the majority of liquidity is also in farming INC. And of course, you can see that on PulseX. And of course, the higher the incentive price, the higher the rewards to farmers. So obviously, the higher that goes up, the farming rewards just go up and away. The APR looks absolutely gorgeous. And of course, notice that every farming peer has a WPLS except one. Here you see Hex and PulseX on that list of farms as well. I don't think Link. I don't like Link more than PLS, PLSX, or Hex, but it's gone up the hardest, and the chart is the chart. There's a chance it might bring a different type of speculator into the ecosystem. Who knows? So that is cool little insight there from Richard. And of course, you can see the incentive token matched up with Pulse and Pulsex down here. Pretty bullish, right? So there we go. Yields looking pretty nice. They hadn't rendered there actually on that picture. And there's DAI and the incentive token. And of course, $100,000 will get you 16,730 there. Route, and it's got the routing down the bottom there. Pretty cool. So bring it on. It's at 88,500 views on that so far. So Richard's pretty bullish there. We had another update from Richard 5 hours ago. Imagine paying a 0.1% every 8 hours to be long on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So if you were speculating on that with margin trading, 365 times 3 times 0.1 equals 109% a year. Check my math, and it's been a mad expensive for a while now for people doing that. So there's all the different types of exchanges there versus Bitcoin, and there's some sort of heat map around that too. So I'm not exactly sure what that one is, but that is a heat map. 43,000 views on that so far. Kind of cool. So we've got some comments there from Richard, so that's pretty bullish. So that leads us into the results for today, day 297. Can you believe it? We're almost up to 300 days. We're going to be starting day 298. Wow. Let's have a look at Pulse at the moment. We are at 000151 on Pulse, down 6.5%. Now, this down day, because Hex and because of Bitcoin and Ethereum and stuff up, this is your opportunity to pick up volume for the magic upright. Honestly, OMG, yes. Not financial advice, not do your own research, all that good stuff. But, man, probability tells you, man, it's going to be lit. So you're getting these opportunities to pick up a lot of volume here on RH tokens. You do what you want to do, but, man, it's kind of staring you in the face. We've got quadruple 0597 on Pulsex. That's down 7.62%, so a nice little pickup there. And, of course, that both of them, Pulse is sitting 51% above Sacrifice. And, of course, Pulsex here is still 40. It's only at 59.7x of Sacrifice price, so still a long way to go. Get back to that main Sacrifice price for Pulsex. A lot of upside potentially there. The buy and burn looks fantastic. 720.1 billion Pulsex is born up and burned. 3.52%. Man, the volumes are going through Pulsechain have been really nice. Pulsex. And, of course, look at that, 720 billion. That's never going to be seen again, that public supply. 3.52% gone. Now, we're on a run rate for 5% for the year. And, of course, we're currently on day 297. It's about to start day 298. Incentive token, of course, has been the talk of the town. The ratio has absolutely gone crazy. We're at 41,334 pulse per incentive, and that is up a couple of thousand from yesterday. We are at $6.25. That's even after having a little pullback, and here we are up 10.9%. So game on there. Of course, Richard posting about it on X, just supercharges that too. We've got how many in supply? 25,550,000 in supply, so it's pretty limited. We know that I'm pretty sure it's coming up to the emission curve will be lowered when we get up to day 365, whatever the year is after Pulse X is launched, which is pretty close to that. So expecting that the emission curve to lower. I'm just can't remember the quite right word for that. And so there we are at up 10.9% at the moment today, looking like a boss. PHEX there. Now, Hex was initially a bit of, I think people were selling Hex to get some incentive token probably or something like that because we were down a bit earlier. Hex was kind of leading the way, and then it sort of started getting sold off as incentive token started to rise. So PHEX there at 1.71 cents, down 7.9%. So raw opportunity there. And EHEX there at 97th of a penny. That has had a bit of a move back up. 2.68 cents at the moment. We got pretty close to 3 cents. We're actually at 3 cents the other day. I think it was 2 days ago, and we've just shaved off from there. But once we blow past that 3, it's not going to come back down. We just haven't quite broken it yet. So big opportunity to pick up volume there on the old Pulsechain. Let's jump into some of the news as well here. Now, Rags to Riches, you know him. That Rags the Riches guy, he doesn't like anybody to follow him or subscribe or anything like that. He just hates followers and growth and that, even though he keeps growing. It's just terrible. He says he identified a Sacrifice wallet that received $26 million from the Pulsex Sacrifice address, and it continued to swap for Ethereum. It was converting pretty much 25 million into Ethereum, and it has finished doing that. Of course, he was like, what are they going to do? Are they going to get ready to pump the EHEX chart? I thought that's unlikely. But hey, they are doing that, but we'll see. At the moment, this is the address here, and you can see it finished converting, and it's got now 7,007 ETH here. That's now worth 25,434. So it looks like it's made a bit of mad gains there, and way to go. But what's it going to be used for? If it was going to be used to pick up ETH, it could. The Magic Cartwright could have picked up ETH ages ago. So let's see where this goes. It's going to come over the bridge, the Pulsechain. Watch out for that, because that's what we're expecting to pump, is the Magic Cartwright on Pulsechain. So go for gold on that. Remember, we've still got BankX on the sell side of the eHex side, so keep that in mind. So pretty bullish, folks. The Magic Cartwright is getting ready. We already know that there's already a big wallet over on Pulsechain already doing that with a similar amount of money in it. So don't miss out on that. We saw what 1.3 million did the other day to the chain. So it's going to be game on. And signals are being made with this Bitcoin hitting the all-time high, getting up close to all-time high. So that is pretty cool on there. That is bullish. Big shout out to Rags there. We also had Martin out there also covering a lot of the stuff like this. He says, with all the meme coins putting in all the all-time highs in the crypto, which is something we identified earlier, right, with SHIB and Dodge and others, I can see why this Richard Hart hyping INC today. Nothing attracts people better than green candles, and I won't be surprised for it to go insanely high prices. It's a great way to attract new people to Pulse and PulseX. Let them come for the memes and stay for what actually makes sense. And of course, we've got that beautiful farming with the meme coin, if you want to look at it that way. We've also got, obviously, Pulse there looking pretty good today. We just actually flowed into the new day. We got a brand new candle there, 2 minutes old. But yesterday's candle, we had a high of 1634, a low of 1430. And of course, it closed out at 1518 there, which is where we are at the moment. The RSI is pretty chill now after that rally. So on the daily, we're down at 59. So not a bad place to have a little rally from if we're going to. And we're going to be watching out for those sacrifice wallets and the Magic Cartwright. We've obviously got still got a bullishness on the MACD. So everything kind of looking good there for Pulse. PulseX, pretty similar story. We had a high of 6,555, a low of 5,500. Quite a range there, right? And we closed at just under 6,000 there on the upper side. So that's where we're opening up the new day. RSI has got a lot of room there. It's 59, similar to Pulsechain, very similar. And everything in the MACD too, looking pretty similar there. We are waiting for Power City Earn Protocol, the big blue chip juggernaut. And that's going to be a supply and demand shock. And that will likely aid in pushing that price up in addition to the Magic Cartwright. So two mega factors coming to PulseX. That's going to be glorious. In the meantime, the star of the show is incentive. It's now at $6.30. It just won't stop. Stop. Don't go up. Nah, just kidding. Here we go. So it's going up and away. And look at this thing, 41,455. It's absolutely exploding right now on the ratio. Now, the RSI for the ratio is pretty high at 89. It is getting up there. So it's got to probably cool off at sometimes. But you guys know in crypto, sometimes these can absolutely just do some crazy things called before the golden ratio comes and smashes them a bit. But there we are, 41,455 is the ratio to Pulse. Man, oh man, and is up 11% here. So off to the races is the old INC. We've got Hex at the moment is at 1.7 cents. Yesterday it had a high of 1.874, low of 16.25, and so it really closed in the bottom range there. It's 1.7 cents. So a lot of volume you can pick up on Hex here. When it goes, it's going to go, folks. And you guys know, maybe 2 cents on PHEX, 1.2 cents on eHex there, and it's off to the races, right? Over 3 cents, and it's game on for that next price range for Hex, 4 to 8 cents. That's going to be awesome. All right, that's combined. I'm talking about there. So looking pretty good at the moment. The RSI is super cool. It is all the way down here at 52, so even better than Pulse and PulseX. And the MACD there also a pretty similar fashion, kind of on the bullish zone there at the moment. So PHEX looking pretty good. And you saw Hexologist's price prediction there for the bull, 400x. Bring it on. That's all we can say. So maybe $3 or4 kind of in his price range. You could take Ben Armstrong a bit more modest, down 25 cents to $1. Or you could take Toby Hexanobi 1. You could take this one at $10 by next year. Is that pretty badass? I think so. So bring it on, Magic Cartwright. All right, so eHex at the moment is starting to rise. It's probably got oversold. It will face a lot of resistance at the 1.2 cents. And of course, let's see what that sacrifice wallet does. Is it going to do what Rags maybe suggested and buy EHEX? That means you got to buy through the BankX guy. That'd be a 14 million bucks approximately. And of course, I don't believe that that's moved. I think it's still there last time I checked. And of course, or is he going to bridge it all over, which I think is most likely to happen there. We've got 0097 at the moment over here on EHEX, and there's plenty of room to move. Let's go to the daily on that one, actually. I just realized I was on the hourly chart. So obviously, big sell-off there, big volatility as well. You've got to hold on to your hat when you're over on EHEX there. 97th, 100th of a penny, almost back to 1 cent. 1 cent would be around here, so it's 1 cent there. The RSI is super cool as well, 54, but hotter than PX. So PX has still got the most runway out of all the tokens. That brings us in the combined price EHEX PX. You can see resist in the channel at the moment, trying to break that 3 cent mark up here. And of course, hopefully we're going to do it some stage. We're getting closer, I think, because this seems to be winding up for that. And the bottom there, 2.2 cents of that range. So bring it on, 3 cents. It's going to happen. Once it goes, it goes. You can say goodbye. Be a bit like incentive token, pump, pump, pump. And that's what we're looking for there. All right, let's go to the validators and have a look at that. 52,211 validators. So we're up on the validators today. And the amount of pulse that's stuck in the validators now, or staked there, is 1.67 trillion. So that's gone up a little bit there. So nice to see. And let's go to the gas prices. Man, Pulsechain had some spikes yesterday with the prices, but we're back down again. 300,000 beats, not too bad. About 50% more than what we normally used to, around 200,000. Pulsechain swap at the moment, 2 cents, which was 3 cents yesterday, if I remember rightly. So 2 cents today. 900th of a penny for a Pulse coin transfer, and 3/10 of a penny for a PRC 20 transfer. We're at Gwei at the moment on Ethereum with the pump is 78 Gwei. It's been pretty high. Even weekend yesterday was ridiculously high. I think the lowest that we got yesterday was about 37. It was very blink. Well, it was like a blip in the was it blink in the eye or something like that. But 78 today. $100 to do a swap. It says here 6,300 times cheaper than Ethereum is the old Pulsechain. 8,446 times cheaper than Bitcoin. $8 there. Now I did see Crypto Kindness out there just absolutely had a failed contract on Ethereum, cost them $65. It's always painful to get failed transfers or swaps or whatever, or contract interactions on Ethereum. And he said he'd had enough of it. He says he's going to claim his what is he going to claim his Titanx and his Zen, but said he's mostly going to be focusing on Pulsechain, Solana, and other chains that he's going to pump his bags. So Pulsechain for the win there. Big shout out to Crypto Kindness. And there we go. We're pretty much cheaper than most chains out there as well. So kind of cool. And as I always say, most of our protocols on Pulsechain, they're doing compounding and profit sharing. It is the place to be. Finally, let's go to the bridge. The grand finale here. What's the bridge? 172.6 million. So we're still holding pretty strong. Let's watch this number over the next day or two. Watch this number over the next day or two. We'll see if that money comes over the bridge. Then that's going to hit this number here towards 200 million. So keep a look out in the next day or two, folks. It's going to be fun to see whether this number gets bumped to the upside. So that's day 297. And we're about to start day 298. So we're getting close to the 300 days since Pulsechain launched. On the 10th of May was the fork. And, of course, we launched not long after that. So pretty exciting. All right, that leads us into the top PRC 20s. We're going to get into that. Before we do, though, let's welcome a few other people to the chat. With 38 minutes on the live and looking good. Pulsechain is about to go Moontime Magic Carp Ride, following Bitcoin on the ascendancy. Let's see who else has been in here. Andrew Reynolds. Hi, Andrew. Good to see you. We've got Al Pacino as well. Thank you, Superman. Are you most welcome? Check my pulse says Magic Carp Ride. Lots of love out to them. Sandy says we need the MCR emoji back. Is it gone? I haven't got logged in over there, so I can't actually see it. But we'll try to get that back there. Morning all. Craig Pitts in the house. Sandy says, I am farming INC to get more INC. Yeah, that's a smart move there, Sandy. That's a pretty good move. Richard buying heaps of ETH with Pulse X Sacrifice. Wallet is great, I think, says Tom Boss. Yeah, it absolutely is fantastic. Like it up, folks, says Hedgehog. Absolutely. Smash those like buttons. And that's where we are at the moment. So let's get into the top PRC 20s. Let's see how they've been performing overnight. We're going to get into the project updates in a minute around Magic Carp Ride and PDAY, Piteas, and things like that. What are we up here? So we're sorted by liquidity. We're going to look for the upsides here. We've got Maker is up 15% at the moment. What else is looking upside here? Aave up 38.5% on Pulsechain. These are Pulsechain copies. What else is looking pretty good? Pepe coin in the smaller pool is up 53% in the smaller pool. So those kind of the highlights. Some of the opportunities here. Wrap Bitcoin at $73. PDAY is at 1800. So it's 1800 of a cent there. So it's really cooled off there. It looked like it was going to break out yesterday, but it has pulled back there a little bit with the old Pulsechain downwardsness. What else is looking pretty interesting? SHIB there, down 13%, even though it's rallied on the Ethereum side, that is down at the moment. Will it stay like down? That's the question. And it's at 1249 there. Pepe also is down 5%. That's at 1632 on the big pool. So we will see what those do. But those are the two big ones that have been rallying over on the old Ethereum. And maybe this is just a short-term blip. And then maybe they'll rally, a bit late, like a delayed rally. We'll see. Let's go to the next category, which is influencer coins and memes. Let's see what have we got here. So we're sorted by liquidity. Access Alive hasn't managed to rebound yet, so we'll keep a lookout for that. PTG Grays, have they actually had a pullback today? They have 14%, one of the best performing coins on Pulsechain, and they had a little bit of a pullback today. But look at the chart, still pretty absolutely awesome, isn't it? So that is even with the 13% down day, that's amazingly up high. What else here? Pulse Trailer Park is up 2.5%. What else? We've got Blaster there down 20%. Note token from Randy Alaski holding up really well, actually, is at 1800th of a penny as well. Up just only down 7% there. Note token there from Randy. Big shout out to him. Big influence in the space. Alien is up down 8%. Now, Alien is related to this PDGC token. It helps burn it. It gets rid of it, as I understand it. Mega is down 3.5%. Hex Orange Address from Abit down 13%. Paul Pleb from Hexy Bastard down 7% there. Ben is BitBoy. Ben Armstrong. This is the copied version. This is V1. He's going to be bringing V2 over to Pulsechain. That would be a new token. And of course, it would have missed the fork, right? So that's Ben Armstrong. It's down 11% today. More token from Trayvon is down 12% as well. Fluffy Slippers, somehow related to Somi somehow. I don't think it's his coin, but related there somehow. Someone must have launched it around Fluffy Slippers. Down 6.7%. Dogecoin there from Jeff Kadakis, which also has been doing well on Ethereum, is down 12% there as well. Those are some of the months there. So lots of opportunities to pick up all over across the chain for Pulsechain. And of course, Magic Carpet Ride incoming. That's what we say. Let's jump over to our main event, Pulsechain projects, category number 4. And let's have a look here. Let's see what's done well. Everything's pretty much down, of course, you can see with Pulsechain down, but it's an opportunity for upside. So Mint is up 3%. Texan token, the first endowment token on the Pulsechain, is up 4.6%. And let's see, is that it? That's it. Not much. There's lots of opportunity to buy some of the good stuff. Man, what a day of buying. Take the opportunity while you can. Not financial advice, of course, but looking pretty good. Let's have a look at the worst performers to see what's the best people to pick up there. And let's have a look here. Actually, I'm going to flip that around. Let's have a look, see what's really good to pick up there. B9 might be a decent pickup, 18% down. Bean there is down 15%, might be a decent pickup. And the rewards for Bean are now on the market, right? So let's have a look at Bean token. Obviously, this launched yesterday. And not yesterday, but that's Bean token. This launched several days ago, or a couple of weeks ago, actually. But that's down to 33335 at the moment. But that's not the one I'm looking for. The other one is Magic Carpet Ride. It's down 14.5%. And of course, the rewards have only just opened up. So let's go to Magic Carpet Ride. They will be over the next 180 days. They'll what's it? 30? No, it's a big number. 36,939,936,000. Did I say that right? 36,936,936,936.9. Bean tokens will be distributed to the buffet stakers. So if you buy MCR 369, you're also going to be able to earn Bean, folks, through the buffer there. The buffet, it's called, which is their staking platform. Calculated with precision every block. These rewards are unleashed once a day, unless, of course, someone triggers the public call function. So that has been there as well. So 979 views on that so far. You've been so busy. You have been. Everyone loves these Beam jokes. Kind of cool. So that is from there. Let's have a quick look at the protocol. Let's go. We covered this yesterday, but we're going to be covering it again. I'm just trying to find the Barista there. That's the that is the liquid loans front end. So this is earning fees, and that's going to be funneling into the buffet. I'm just trying to fund the buffet here. Let me find this. I thought they had to have the link up there. They probably haven't just managed to put it up there. Let's actually, we just find it. We'll just type it in, see whether we can find it. Buffet. There we are. Buffet stake. Let's go have a look at that. Bam, bam, bam. So that's the buffet. Let's go to the dashboard. What do we got here? MCR price. Yep. 0.4%. Market 1.5 million. Rewards in there at the moment. Total value of distributed rewards $489. Only just opened up. Remember. Total MCR lock 62 million. But there's 307 million in circulating supply. Say what? That's not a really high percentage locked in there. So it's probably a good opportunity. Possibly. You have to look at that. Let's have a look at the rewards. Total rewards 489. Lock coins 62. And what else there? Reward assets. You get Bean. What else? The stuff you got? You got Bean, Rat Pulse, Hex, Hedron, and USD. Now let me know in the chat there if you are in MCR. I think Sandy is. Let me know if you've earned all of these different tokens: Pulse, Bean, Hex, Hedron, and USDL. Now, I guess you're going to earn. They've got Hex Stakehouse still to come up. They've got Bistro to still come up. Those are the two next protocols to launch. They're all going to feed in revenue into this buffet, but they have obviously got Barista up and running, the liquid loans front end, which is actually dominating. I think doing pretty well as well with that there. So total value lock 1 trillion. That's pretty awesome. Let me see here. USDL supply. This is some of the liquid loan stuff here. So stake loan, USDL, and Barista. So $1 million in Barista. So that's not bad. 4.4% of the stable coins. There's $27 million of stable coins in liquid loans, and 1 million is in Barista. So that's should got to be earning some decent fees in there. USDL stability pool as well. So that is where we are at the moment. So what's that? Total USDL currently on Barista expressed as an amount of and a fraction of the pool. Nice one there. All right, kind of cool. That is pretty much it. What else are we going to say about it? I think that's it. So looking good there. Get some of those sweet rewards and keep a track of Magic Cup right there. The price is actually a bit friendly, a bit cheaper to buy too. I'm actually not sure what the sacrifice price is. Let me know if you know the sacrifice price of MCR 369. I know there's often bonuses, but let me know if you know have the approximate price of what that is, because I do not know. Someone was telling me some number yesterday, but I just don't know whether that was accurate or not. So let me know. What else is looking pretty good there? VEMP is down 40%. Let's scroll here. Loan token down 12%. That could be a pickup. Blue chip, our biggest protocol after liquid loans. Time dividend down 12%. Maybe a bit of opportunity there. Party token down 11% there. Let me jump through some of this. PHUX is down 9%. So it's a little bit of opportunity. Some of these blue chips. You might want to consider as well if you're picking up those blue chip portfolios. Let's have a look at some of the exotics. PRC 404s. The best one there, Go Furs, is at $12.54, so it's come off the high about $200. That's down today. What else is looking pretty interesting? I think that's kind of it at the moment. Let's go to PZN. Have a look at PZN on the old Pulsechain, since that is down 16%. So sitting at 1,800, 900. Not too bad actually, but it is down 12% there. And of course X1 is coming, right? And the pool party auctions for XN coin. So PCN will be able to participate in that. So that could be bullish with the Jack Levin ecosystem. All right, kind of cool. That is pretty much it on that. We're going to be talking about PDAY, the big sacrifice pool. Before we do that, let's catch up in the chat a bit more. See who else has jumped in here. Sandy Beach says just Bean for now. Okay, so Bean for now. After Stakehouse launches, we will see the other rewards, says Sandy. So Bean token is the reward that you're going to get in there at the moment. Nice one there. Thanks, Sandy. What about the liquid? What about Barista, though? I thought Barista was going to be starting to pay in there. That's a huge front end. High expectations in the testing. MCR and Bean tokens rocketed up in value and over time. Great protocol to compounding yields. It's high expectations. Yeah, I agree on that one. Which next coin is launching and what is this Hex pool party? And so pool party is already launched. That's from Maximus, and Dipcatcher is the developer along with Goldkey. And of course, Hex pool party there is already out and around. So if you want to follow a bit more on that Pineapple Love, I suggest you follow Dipcatcher on the X platform. If you would need any help with that, get into Discord and ask us. We can give you the links. Thomas says it's going to be epic if Richard starts getting ETH yield and throwing it into Pulse every month. I know, Tom Boss. I know. It's Let's have a drink. Let's have a drink. It's going to be so good. Yes, USDL and PLS too from a barista. Yeah, that's also. So it's getting USDL and PLS, and it's getting Bean token at the moment. Wow. So we'll get Hedron in the future. Yeah, we get Hedron from, I guess, Steakhouse. So it's going to be a pretty bullish place to be. That is the link if you want to join the Discord to hang out with the best community in Pulsechain Hex, and also you have all the information available and ask questions. Only crypto helpline in the community. And of course, all the information. Get in there, folks. Yeah, Hex and Hedron from Steakhouse. That's going to be bullish, Sandy. Get in early on that one, and you can accumulate. Sandy knows how it's done. Sandy has been crushing it on these accumulations. Or even Thomas says, even if Richard Hart sells ETH pumps to Pulse, so many options now. Yeah, that's right. So everyone's trying to work those out, Tom Boss. I think some are more obvious than others, but yeah. Finally hit 1 billion Pulsex, says Atal 7. Well done, mate. Best to keep it to yourself, but anyway. It's kind of good. Well done. All right, let's see. Let's move right here and let's go back into it. So PDAY, you guys know I only like to cover sacrifice projects I think are going to be incredibly to the upside, right? I like covering the most advanced DeFi on Pulsechain because I just think it's so cool. You kind of a win-win, right? You're getting the best tech, you're getting the best DeFi, and you also have a good chance of getting a mad gains on it. Well, Piteas, of course, the big DEX aggregator on Pulsechain, done an incredible job. And, you know, actions have always followed up with their words, and now they've launched their second big protocol, which arguably will be the first big artificial intelligence protocol as well on Pulsechain. So artificial intelligence, big theme, not only in the stock market and crypto, but here now on Pulsechain. And of course, that is open. So obviously, it's a sacrifice. Some people are tired of those, and obviously, we only cover the ones we think are going to be good, right? Now, you got to do the financial due diligence, all that sort of stuff. It's not financial advice. You got to do your own groundwork. But PDAY has opened up today. We saw Pulse launch the other day. That's kind of a 50-50. You know, it's got a big influences and stuff like that. No doubt it's going to do well. But, you know, PDAY here, I think, is really, I'm even more in favor of PDAY with the team and people we know already. And, of course, with the AI and, of course, all the features. It's going to have 5 main features around it. That's really, really cool. PDAY sacrifice round has started. It will last a total of 32 days, which is not too bad, and will end on April the 5th. So we're still well in the bull market, right? And that's the key, right? We want to be in the bull market with a long way to go. The multiplier rate, which starts at 1.15x today, so that starts today, will gradually decrease every 2 days. So don't want to miss that. Check out the sacrifice portal for all the details. And of course, you guys know I posted that in the chat there. But if you guys want to check it out, and then get involved with that. That's Piteas PDAY sacrifice. I definitely think it's one of the top projects to be launching. You check out all the details, and I think you'll go, wow, that's amazing. We haven't got, that's really, really high end. It's looking really good, like stuff that Jacob ecosystem does in DeFi. These teams are really the top teams, so it's always good to support the top teams and to make mad gains as well. At the same, it's a win-win. So check it out. It's up to you ultimately. What else there? Sandy says Sandy's already into it. Sandy says I did a small sacrifice to PDAY, just a tiny one, says Sandy Beach. So there we go. Sandy Beach already onto it, and that is the link if you want to get hold of it. Now let's go check it out and see how the results are. So let's jump into that. There's the results only just opened up earlier today. So what's it? 32 days. So it's just what's it? 10 hours? No, yeah, 10 hours. No, 9.5 hours ago. 9.5 hours ago, it opened up live. Currently, a very modest start, $61,706 so far. So it's pretty modest. And remember, you're getting the best results today. You get a 1.15x here. I'm going to zoom in on this because it's a bit hard to see on the screen there. But there we go. Actually, let's change my positioning, and let's see if that works. Is that better? No, that one. Let's go. Is that a bit better? You're missing some of the screens, but there we go. That is the address there. So the official address that you're sacrificing through to is 3A7F. Once again, learn all up about the project before participating. Don't just blindly go into something, but I really do feel this is one of the better ones out there. Really a AAA quality project team, and have delivered on Piteas, so no reason why they're not going to deliver on this as well. Now you can sacrifice from Pulsechain, Ethereum, BNB, Arbitrum, or Polygon. Any of these are acceptable tokens. You just send the amount there. So if you're doing $100, $200, whatever, $1,000, you just choose your token and you send it to the address there. You can copy the address here. Pretty easy to do. Now you get the best rate in the first 2 days, 1.15x, and then it goes down every day over that 32 days. Every 2 days it goes down. By the time you get to day 32, it's only a 1x, and also day 31 a 1x there. So just take that into account. What else? There's a leaderboard down the bottom. You can see the top sacrifices so far, $14,788. They're big believers. They've got 17,000 points so far, and some bonus points, 2,500. Their share of the pool so far is 24%, so they're a big whale at the moment, but it's still early days, and a lot of people are probably going to go in it by them. Now, there is a ranking for the top sacrificer. First ranked wallet will see 50% bonus. Ranks 2 to 5 get a 10% bonus. Ranks 6 to 10 get a 5% bonus there, so there are a bit of extras. There's the latest transactions. So the last person to go in did $1,000, and so there we are. USDL they used, and they got that 50% bonus, so they got 1,152 points. That's pretty much how easy it is. Kind of cool. They got lots of details at the bottom about it all, which is pretty cool. After the completion of the PDAY sacrifice round, there will be a 1 week break. So to consolidate the contributions, a portion of the assets will be allocated to provide liquidity for the token swap operations. So part of the sacrifice contributions will go straight back into the liquidity provision across multiple decentralized exchange protocols. Additionally, a portion of the assets will be held in the treasury for potential future listings on both centralized and decentralized exchanges. So there we are. That's what's going to happen at the end there. So kind of cool. What's else? I think that's it. Is that it? Yeah. And you can check out the website and all the products. We've already covered that many times, but you can go to the website and check out what it's all about. What is this thing about? Why would I sacrifice to it? Obviously, this is from Piteas Dex Aggregator, which is one of our top blue chip protocols. And this is their second project. Basically, they have to fund it. They pretty much, have raised a certain amount of money for the first one, kind of spent that. Now they have to raise money to do the second one kind of thing, which they've probably already started already, probably well on their way. But need funds to keep that going. Pulsechain open book, that's the main feature there. And of course, it's going to be pretty badass there. You can see top-notch protocol there. Protocol featuring high-frequency off-chain order book with on-chain settlement. How about that? So that's new coming to Pulsechain. We don't have that, so that's going to be pretty bullish. They're going to have OTC, so over-the-counter portal. We already know that Power City is doing that with the Bistro, so they do have this element. We'll have 2 solutions at least, if not 3, for that, for the OTC. This is going to have dollar cost average models, so customizable DCA models that was used to automate this investment strategies. So this is kind of has some similarity to some of the stuff coming from Tetra. So there's a little bit of crossover there to some degree. Different approaches, no doubt, different outcomes. This is the real secret sauce on top of all of the first one. So the first one in particular, the open book protocol, is going to have AI strategy. So our AI-powered strategy portal leverages artificial intelligence to optimize trading strategies and enhance portfolio management. So that could be very popular indeed. And of course, finally, limit order aggregation. Obviously, we have a bit of limit order stuff there on Tetra. I think there's another provider as well that goes through Pulsechain and stuff, but this is going to add some extra features there. Unlike traditional limit order protocols, PDAY introduces an alternative and unique approach to the Pulsechain community, so you can read more about that there. So new products will be released to foster the development of the Pulsechain ecosystem. So cool. And every efforts will be made to increase the transaction volume on the chain and keep liquidity assets active. Alternative trading options will be created for users and protocols with sustained economics. So this is frontier stuff, just like Jacob's ecosystem. If you want to get part of that, that's super bullish. Pure DeFi as well, and really pushing the boundaries and including AI, which is pretty cool. First one, as I'm aware of, on Pulsechain. All right, so check that out. That is pretty cool. Let me post the link to PDAY in the chat if you guys want to check out all that stuff. So there we are. Did I post that already? Have I posted it? I think I did. I've already done it. So there we are. If you want to find out more information, get into it, folks. That is PDAY. All right. That's pretty much it on that one. That leads us to the end of the live stream. No, it doesn't. It leads us to hex.com. We're going to talk about that in a minute. 58 minutes on the hour. And let's get back into a couple more comments first. Where'd we go? Pulsechain Hex says Al Pacino. Absolutely. For the win. We say. High expectations. There's no more money left, question mark. Yeah. Blobfish King says my estimate of MCR 369 sacrifice price is 0029 for me. Okay, cool. Thanks for that, Blobfish. 0029. We'll keep that. So let's just say 3 for argument's sake. So it's still above that, basically about 10% at the moment on purchase price. What's that? I throw away my money, says Sandy Beach. You're doing very well, Sandy. I'm sacked out, so I'm done for now, says Sandy Beach. True. It is, the bull market is on, so a lot of people are collecting. But I think some of the best teams, I'm only covering the very best, what I think the best projects that are going to make mad gains, and they're going to launch in time as well. So hopefully bring that value to you guys. What else we got in here? We've got Blood Fresh Scheme with the Rockets. We'll be able to stake PDAY. I believe that's going to be the case. I'm not 100% sure, Sandy Beach. I didn't actually read that part. Maybe something worth reading on the website or asking the team. Top Gun, the like, says Al Pacino. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Yeah, I think there's something about the fees that you earn, Sandy. I just can't remember what it is. So I apologize for that. Just forgotten that aspect there. I think I read something out about it yesterday. Just can't remember 100%. So there we are. Check it out, though, on the website. I'm sure we'll have something under the FAQs or something like that. All right, so Hex.com, let's go. Final topic of the day. We love to get paid in Hex, and we're looking for that breakout, the ultimate breakout in Hex, coming very soon to a breakout near you, a surf beach near you. Hex mining, you can buy Hex on Ethereum or Pulsechain, and of course burn it for T-shares and start mining more Hex. And of course, one of the very few coins to do a 10,000 X in the last bull market, and we're expecting some big things potentially this market as well. Magic Carpet Ride is just warming up, as they say. So we haven't been able to really do updates on this because the data keeps coming out a bit late for the live stream. Used to come out around the same time, just after the UTC day finish. But the data's coming in a bit slower these days. So yeah, we're already, I can see a day behind here, waiting for yesterday's results. So we've got the day before, which we didn't read out. So the 3rd of March, day 1553, we're at 6.8 rewards there, so it's not bad at all. That's per Hex, so 6.8, 6.84 Hex per T-share. We had 6.88 before that. On Pulsechain, for the days, what would it have been? To 86, I think, 3rd of March. And we were at 1.8 cents, and we had a payout, big payout on the old Pulsechain, 7.3 Hex per T-share, which would have meant, as you guys know, that we would have had big penalties, and we did 10.6 million Hex penalties on the old Pulsechain for that day. Pretty awesome. So people got a lot more rewards. Remember, 50% of the penalty goes to the 08, 50% goes to you guys who are T-share miners, and it gets added up to the base amount of inflation that's getting paid out to Hex T-share miners. So normally it's around about 65, 66 million. This is 70 million. So you're getting so much more reward there. And of course, with the price of Pulsechain going up, generally speaking, I was up on that day 1.3%. You're getting more money too, more yield, more higher price. You're winning twice, and that's what the holy grail of Hex is. And once it gets up higher and higher, it becomes even more self-fulfilling. Right, get that positive cycle going there. So bring it on. Anyway, we're waiting for day 1554. It is not out yet. Probably come out sometime later, maybe in the next hour or so. We'll see. But that is pretty much it. Check it out. So spot T-share price at the moment on Ethereum, $322, and spot T-share price on Pulsechain, $611. Obviously, you can get that lower through longer pays better. You get 20% more shares per year, up to 10 years, sorry. And then you get bigger pays better, up to 150 million Hex. You get up to 10% there bonus as well. So you can lower that cost dramatically by longer pays better. I always suggest doing a ladder rather than max. Mathematically, max is the ultimate in terms of yield, but you never know what's going to happen with the price. And I always prefer a income approach to staking ladder. So having Hex T-shares mining at different intervals, like maybe yearly, for example, or every 6 months, something like that. Particularly, I always say also keep some liquid. It's up to you how much, of course, maybe 10, 20%, it's up to you, because you want to ride that bull market, right? If you see a bull market coming ahead, you want to be able to capture that price value, right? So T-share mining, capturing the yield, and maybe the price as well. But liquid, they're trying to capture the price as well. So a nice little composition there in terms of setting up a portfolio on Hex. All right, let's get into it. That is pretty much it. And I'm going to play this little video. Where is it gone? All right. Hex is the best, so check it out. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's live stream. I will be in Discord, so you can catch me up in there. Take care, everybody. Magic Carpet Ride is coming to a place near you. Peace out, everybody, and bye for now.
It's fun to watch Hex pumping up the charts. It's left behind all kinds of broken hearts who didn't buy the dip, who didn't DCA. And now that we're on a rip, it's hard to look away. Now I'm not the one to hand out free advice, but as for me, I wouldn't dare think twice about buying a bag, since we're still somewhat down. This rocket ship's about to break the speed of sound. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. I tip my hat to everyone who minds. You're getting paid out while you're killing time. It makes room for a nice vacation to the beach, perhaps a celebration now that you are rich. Ha ha! Ignore the haters who all called you crazy. You studied hard while they were being lazy. Now you're packing bags, about to take a ride up on that rocket ship, mooned up and starry-eyed. I feel these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. Now that we're summer bound and the sun is bright, I see that it's not round but rather has 6 sides. It's a work of art that's written into code, designed by Richard Hart to make our bags explode. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. Yeah, we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco.